Hi, it's Michelle with Masterpieces with Michelle, and today I'm bringing you something new and kind of fun. I am co-hosting a podcast with Debbie Happy Cohen on the Southern Sassy Yankee podcast. I may have that wrong, but it's okay. I'll post it in the blog below. And so we've been doing this for a couple of weeks now. And Julie Jordan, who is a dog owner, actually has this wonderful way of speaking for her dogs. And her dog, Goofy Gumbo, left a message on our podcast. And so what happened is I offered quite often. Debbie is my life coach, and I've known her we've been working on and off together for over 20 years. And quite often when we're working together, when we're on a call or doing even on our podcast, I get inspired, and so visually. And so as you can see on my YouTube channel, that I do a lot of drawing, and so I do a little doodle. And so Goofy Gumbo left a message for me to be inspired, to see if I would be inspired to do a doodle. And so Goofy Gumbo is a black lab, and I have a little image in my mind, so I'm going to go ahead and draw that out, but I want you to hear the podcast in the background. It's only a couple of minutes long, so if I can find, and here it is. Let me see if I have it right. Uh-oh, I may not have it right. Give me just a second. Give me just a second. Okay. So here it comes. And yeah. All right. So I'm thinking of
Goofy Gumbo, who is one of Julie Jordan's dogs, is asking a question. Goofy Gumbo is actually the very first official voice message at this podcast, which is the Sassy Southern Yankee. Hi, my name is Debbie Happy Cohen. I'm the founder of Joy-Based Living, and I'm uber excited about this message. I'm especially excited about it because Goofy Gumbo posted this message after Michelle Stone, who is my co-host for season 2 at the Sassy Southern Yankee, because Michelle offered to create a doodle for anybody who left a message. Not everybody, but she's going to create a doodle for Goofy if it feels right for her to do so. So we'll see what comes out of this, and I just wanted to post it so you know what we're up to.
So there we are. So there's the message.
It's to looky with my little brown lookies. It's to looky for the Tennessee ball. Brown lookies is a looking and a looking. Brown lookies looking for that tree.
So the message is basically Goofy Gumbo is looking for a tennis ball. And so I decided to draw it out in pencil first. Usually I do it in my ink pens, but this is the first time. I'm not a little nervous, but a little like, okay, so if I do it in my ink pens, what does that look like? So, and the doodles they're meant to be a little bit more cartoonish, so I'm not I'm not trying to make them absolutely realism. So, and so let me see. So the tennis balls are typically green, so I'm doing a little bit of shadowing here, and maybe some light part up here. And these will not be 100% finished. So, all right, so here's, got a little. I don't know how much of this you can see. Actually, you may not be able to see as much as I thought. So give me just a second. There we go. That may be a little bit better. So here's the nose of Goofy Gumbo. And here's his mouth. And so here's his nose. And again, his eyes are going to be a little again, very, very quick doodle, if you will. So how was your day today? Today is March 25th, 2020. So we're in the middle of a very obscure and weird time in our history, in the history of the entire world, where we're kind of shutting down. So there's a lot of us who are trying to go online and help people out and, you know, give them something to do, something to think about. And so I'm sure that Goofy Gumbo's eyes are probably not black. I'm willing to bet that they're probably brown. And kind of feeling the pressure here. Usually I just kind of doodle. So anyway, so what are you doing with your time? What's going on with you? Are you finding fun stuff to do? I know that a lot of people are homeschooling. And so as they're homeschooling, it's getting a little bit, you know, the teachers are trying to figure out how to make all that happen. And they're trying to, I have many teacher friends. Most of them are art teachers. Goofy Gumbo's gonna have some eyelashes. Just because I want him to. And so yeah, so how are you faring? Do you have toilet paper in your house? Do you I know that some places do, some places don't. And then there's other places, parts of the world are already shut down. I know that Italy is kind of shut down. I know that That's where else? China has already kind of shut down. I know that parts of America have shut down. As far as when I say shut down, I mean like quarantine. So yeah, so Goofy Gumbo loves tennis balls. All right. I hope this conveys kind of a silly nature in this dog, because this dog is kind of very loving, very happy. I saw a video of him earlier today, and he was walking, because they're in Alabama, and so he was walking in the woods and very just kind of meandering around, and it stopped off and drank some water in a brook, and just kind of did his own thing. So yeah, so anyway, so if you have, like I said, I'm going to post the blog on there, or actually the blog we started off talking about trauma and the shock of having this very weird and interesting moment in time, and how shock and trauma kind of starts off with where you're stuck and you're in shock, and then you start to go into that resistance mode where you're like, oh heck no, I don't want to deal with this. And then from there, then you go into, oh heck yes, I can move past this, and we're going together as a world, as a country, as a nation, as a community, as people who are just really like coming together and supporting each other, and just, I think Lab's ears are a little bit wider. So and so just kind of supporting one another and everything. I know that in Italy, actually, Lab's, yeah, it's taken me a minute to think about what Lab's ears look like. There we go. And so, how the people in Italy are singing out of their windows songs of hope, and how people in other countries, I know I have some friends all over the world, and I've got some friends in Austria who are like, Michelle, can you do some art classes? And I'm like, okay, sure. So I'll do a little bit of art classes. So this is kind of what I'm working up to. And then I know that there's some kids that are out there that need some art classes. So this is just a very simple doodle, and the perspective is completely off, and I'm alright with that, because my doodles, that's typically how my doodles are, is that the perspective is a little bit off, because it's my doodle. I'm not in art class trying to get this done. I'm not, getting graded on it. I'm adding my own feel to it. And so there we go. All right. This is my doodle. I'm going to sign it. So thank you very much for being here with me. Check out the podcast. We do it daily, And there's all kinds of topics right now. I know that I was talking about trauma and that kind of thing. Actually, we've moved into, now that people are homeschooling, and what that looks like, the new normal of working from home. Everybody's kind of jumping on the Zoom meetings and that type of thing. So what does that look like for you? I don't know. Let me know. Post below. And if you haven't yet, subscribe. So that way you'll get to see all my cool stuff. All right? Talk to you later. And remember, doodle the residue of your day away. All right. Bye.